Hi guys, this is a quick video just explaining the things I'm doing with Anti-Gravity version 2 and Unity 3D version 6. Um, I started a game called Smithers using the Corgi 2D scrolling system and gave an input to my anti-gravity using that Flash 3.5. Um, It's quite clever in what it's doing at present moment. It's actually going through and developing um, a way of taking 3D objects and making 2D objects using a baking system. Um, then it's taking that information, delivering those monsters as sprites, and then it's taking Corgi's scrolling system and developing a platform for a game. I'm quite impressed on this 3.5 Flash, Gemini 3.15 Flash. It seems to be a lot stabler than 3.1. I was running 3.1 Pro for a while there. It seemed to be um, struggling, with delivering the requirements. Yeah, so it's I'm enjoying it. And let me just bring you over to what I'm doing at the present moment. So um, let's just here it is. So here in Unity, so the information is now by GitHub. The anti-gravity sits on one side, gravity go two, so anti-gravity two. And it actually then forces information and looks at Unity 6 and delivers and actually builds out firstly helpers and also requirements. Like I asked it to build out a way of baking out my 3D objects into into sprite sheets. And it did a quite good job actually. It went through and actually created sprite sheets for every 3D enemy I've got. Um, and I'm hoping that I can use these as part of this game called Smithers, which is effectively a ninja type 2D scroller where the protagonist is actually a young woman or girl who actually lost her whole family to monsters and spent the time running around being a thief until she came across a monk, a blind monk, and the blind monk put her on a butt, and she was then told to train under him. And over the next 10 years, she became a fairly efficient ninja. And now she's going back to her village and trying to find these monsters that took out her family and her village. And it's a pretty basic story, but it it should work well. Um, so at the present moment, uh, anti-gravity is building out these combination of this initial folder structure. So it actually built this out. So if I run that, it should delete all these scenes and then it should rebuild it with the actual information. Now, I've been getting a couple of errors, but all I've been doing is feeding those errors back and down gravity saying you've got errors here and let it decide. I'm not running any C sharp. I'm not doing any coding at all. I'm just feeding it back saying this is what I want. I want a level one. I want to start at certain areas, use the Corgi system and see what happens. I might just try and run this and see what happens. Okay, so I'm still getting errors. So I'm going to feed those errors back into anti-gravity. So errors. A little bit actually finished. Look, yes. Yeah, so it's been a bit of a trial and error. You just comes up with an error, come back, says this is what I want, and over time it just builds it out. I've done really no work as far as physically writing any code, physically going to building those sprites out. It's just grabbed every asset I had in my asset package, took that information, moved it over into the Baker. So I bought the 3D to 2D Studio Baker, told Anti-Gravity to go and look through the asset packages, grab all the monsters, all the models through the models, and create the bake sheets for it, the spike sheets for it. And it does that really well. Um, I'm actually in the process of now doing it for stationary or fixed objects such as background, buildings, maybe some rocks and that type of thing. And as you can see, I fed in those errors. It's gone through and said, "Oh, I see what the problem is," and it just fixes it up. I'm going to leave it there, but thanks for that. I'll post this very, very shortly.